putting aside party politics, but dealing with the real core issues that are within our communities. Some of them already have been touched here, which is what we're very excited about that one. Again, we have a duty to participate, as I have said, and to partner. We are partnering with local municipality. They know us, we've engaged them. We're partnering with the provincial government. They know us. We are partnered with the national government. They know us. We are partnering with NGOs. In fact, we are on a drive now that all other NGOs, we are glad that we are here, all other NGOs should know our existence. And also the private businesses and local and individuals that are interested in this concept of driving this vision. What makes us different from other developmental formations? Because you need to know what makes us different. What makes us different is that we are not a reactionary. What do I mean by that? We are not informed by a tax surrender that is being built down there. Or all of a sudden you see a group of people coming there. I want to be a CLO. What am I going to? No. We are part of planning.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We plan, part of planning, analyzing the community. And all these things that are going to be said here are what determines us as KSDA. How should we stand? How should we position ourselves in Stellenbosch based on the needs and the challenges that have been identified by people in Stellenbosch? And then our role is to give a supportive role to any NGO, to any organization, to further their mission. For example, our procurers has given us what they are doing to further their vision and what they are doing. Our duty is to support them, whether it's by capacity building, whether it's by, if we have finances, whether it's by finances, yes. If we give them a project, we give them a project that we have budgeted for, and they run with that project, or they specialize in that area. Do you understand? Not us doing it. If legacy, we give you a project because you specialize in a certain thing. We say, okay, this is the group that specializes in this thing. They can drive it in Kayamandi. We will do that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
In short,
yeah, that's networking. That's very good.
Yeah. So in short, that is who we are. I don't want to take a lot of people's time, but that's who we are. We are like a number 6 player in a soccer team, or in netball. In netball, we are a center. In netball, we are a center. We are for everybody. So mainly we will be running a lot of capacitation, doing a lot of engagements, and also big in development. Let me say that.
Together, I'm working at Love to Give. My focus is on health claims and family wellness. We recruit and admit unemployed parents in the community, and we do the whole basis, on a daily basis. And we also do the training once they are part of our beneficiaries. And we also have our walk-in beneficiaries, and we also take the referrals, which is worked with some of the organizations here. With their workshops, we refer the people for the workshops. We also refer people for trainings, which is, it happened in the previous years, and we're still looking to continue forward. Thank you.
Thanks. Paul.
Morning, everyone. My name is Paul Robis Kambule, resident of Kayamandi, Stellenbosch, which is a very, very beautiful community. You can even see even today, the room is full. The last time we had such engagement has been a long time ago. So I wear so many hats, but today I will be selective and wear the Lokshin Foundation hat. because that's the one that opens the doors for me to get to all these other, to wear all these other hats. So, as Blockchain Foundation, we started way back, informally working around 2008. And then we formalized ourselves around 2011 with some focus, where we were saying we will look into performing arts and we will look into sport. Back then, there was very little that was done on performing arts, which is still today, and even in sport, because it's not areas where we see, now I'm speaking as a parent now, where we see, when we see our kids going out and start singing, we'll ask them the question, who's going to employ you? But then when we see your child doing mathematics, we encourage that child. Yet also, nobody employs mathematicians these days, very few. Mathematicians are being employed, except if you are going to be a teacher and all. It is no longer as fancy as it used to be. But then we still have that myth that if you are a mathematician, then you are clever. However, the people sing hip hop, they make more money than the mathematicians if we look achievement on materialistic basis. So sometimes we need to encourage our kids to, like we say, you can be whoever you wish to be, but then at the same time when they start holding on a dream, we're like,
Not that one.
way. So we as Blockchain Foundation working on that. We have various projects. We are very excited. COVID almost killed us. There was almost nothing happening because sport and performing arts, it needs grouping, so we were almost banned. We were like not existing. And we have got no office. Sometimes I always say, for the past, how many years, 10 years now, we're a ghost organization. You can never find us, but we are everywhere. So wherever you see any young person in the community, one way or the other, we are working with that child. There was a gentleman who visited that community in 1960s. And the only thing that gentleman knew was hockey, because overseas he played hockey. And he established a hockey facility there. Today that facility is a world-class facility. All the hockey teams in the world, in South Africa, they want to play against Langa. Why? If you go to the national team, if you see any black person playing for the national hockey team, it's coming from Langa. So you can see, no matter how devastated the community will look at, if you put a project with the resources and nurture it, it will bring role models. So if you're a hockey player in Langa, you're a big role model, because you get to be seen on TV, and you might not make more money than a soccer player, but then you get to be seen on TV and you go to different countries. So I applaud everyone who's here, because of the work that you do, no matter how small or less funded it can be, it's making a huge impact in one's life. You might not see it today, or maybe you might not see it even in your lifetime, but then that particular person will live on and say, the reason why I'm here, who I am, is because I went to Lagos, it's because I participated on Your Voice, or I got food parcel from Love to Give, or I went to do my homework at Kuyasa. So it's a very very necessary initiative that we all use with.
Thanks. Now, we're nearly finished.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kutala, known as Sis K. We are from Kuyasa. It's just up the road. I am working for the department that works with child sponsorship and family development. We work with one organization in the States and one in the UK. They help sponsor children in Kayamandi who are orphans or who have one parent that is living. So part of what we do is kind of facilitating that. generation of whatever support they have for the kids and for the families. But I think we find that because these parents are left with other caregivers who are not necessarily within the family, there's bound to be conflict and all of these things happening because you're not my mom. So I think we've started now since second year where we try and create spaces for families to come together and we work with them.
Okay.
Basically, what we're doing is we're running afternoon classes. We also have a playgroup for kids who can't afford, or parents who can't afford to pay a crèche fee. Because we find that there are a lot of parents who are having kids at home, and those kids they can't attend crèches because they have to pay fees during the month, and so we have created that. But on that process, we have limited number of kids. We cannot cater all of them in Kayamandi, but we do cater for such kids. So that's normally what we do, and we also have a informal school whereby there are kids who were not taken to school because of their ages, and they were supposed to be in such grade because of the age, and we have that school which it runs for 6 months so that we make that kid to be able to get to that grade at that certain.
They go, the more of the orphan kids in Kayamandi get to be sponsored.
I would wanted our sector manager to
Well, okay.
sort of give a bit more of what's currently happening in Kayamandi,
We can
and
do,
then I would actually want to come in and
okay, but do it whatever way you think.
things, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so in my mind now I have a lot of stuff, so I don't know where to start. But let me start with the kids first. These kids are like, they cause a trouble, like the primary ones, even the high